Ta-da! Okay, well, we've had something. Thank you, Donna. We have had something for 3 days now. Hi, everybody. All right, let's take a breath. Thank you. I've just spoken everything out into the void, into the Akashic records. So whatever I said is all done and doesn't need to be said again. Oh, wow. Okay, Donna, make sure that you mark this. I don't know where we are, how far in, so we can tell people when they watch the replay that there's nothing to hear until now. So I'm going to say hello, hello. Thank you, ladies. I get so in the current of the energy, and this is what's coming up as a lesson for me is I have to allow a part of me to stay aware. And I even told Donna beforehand, I'm going to check with you to see if everything's okay, and I didn't. All right, good. So I think this is the perfect moment. So to choke. So we're going to bring in a little medicine now to clear everything every single day. So Saturday and Sunday and Monday. So it's all around the new moon. So what we want to do is read the message and what's just happened. Let's do this together. So that's perfect. Today, welcome everyone. Now you can hear me. It's Nanakasha here from nanakasha.com. Please come join our newsletter where you'll find everything we're doing and subscribe here because you will get notifications of when we go live. And we're going to be doing this series all week. So please join me as we do this walk together. This is like a medicine walk. This is a medicine walk for your soul. Your soul is asked for us to birth again or to plant the seeds that we did yesterday. So make sure you watch the new moon medicine and repeat it as often as you want, especially over the next couple of days. So we're going to bring in what we're calling medicine. So what's a messenger? If you like dolphins and you see a dolphin picture or figure, or you get to go kiss a dolphin and do the fun stuff that we do on my retreats, heal with them and play with them, do third eye openings with them, whatever, then when you see a dolphin, you feel good. There's some sense of joy. Now, it might also come with a little bit of sadness or grief or regret or craving because you can't go see the dolphins and you really want to. Okay, so you look at your energy that you're emitting around something that you see. And a dolphin is wonderful energy. They represent play and joy and bliss, which is very high on the scale. They're multidimensional, so they're aware of all their different selves at once. They work in collectives, they work in realms, they work in the 3D. They never sleep. They have two giant brains. The whole front of their head right here is sonar messaging and scanning, and they're vibrational masters. However, you might just look at them and feel joy, feel free. When you're around them, they raise your brainwave frequency to the state of joy. So for me, they hold the medicine of joy and play, but they're also a highly conscious, second longest living, I believe, on the planet to whales. And those are both highly conscious beings with ancient wisdom of the exact planet we're all on and are made of. So they hold all kinds of wisdoms and they hold all kinds of ways of serving us, helping us, playing with us, showing us how to play. Whether you communicate with them, they dream with you, you come learn to do healing work with them, whatever it is. So if you don't really resonate with dolphins, they're nice, but whatever, then their medicine isn't really powerful for you, okay? They're not the perfect medicine to help you get to joy. Some people it is. Maybe you get joy from a cat, watching a kitten play, right? Maybe you get joy from watching a hummingbird or a butterfly. We have so many butterflies right now. So everything is medicine. this shape of a dolphin holds dolphin medicine, and it's also holding what I call the rainbow dolphins, because they've been coming to me. I didn't know that this was like a whole realm of dolphins that play with the full color spectrum. And so when I saw these, they represent, now it's a stone. This particular one has been dyed. I don't normally buy dyed stones, but it was so much fun. To me, this holds the dolphin fun energy, the joy, the upward movement, the medicine in the colors. I love rainbow stuff anyway. And we're working now with the aura and the harmony rays and things like that. And I have this one on some beautiful money. So the money holds medicine too, doesn't it? It holds beliefs. We have feelings about money. This is just a really beautiful new bill. Here in Mexico, they have gorgeous money. This one's purple, so I had to keep it. It's about $3-4 right there. And all of the different dolphins hold a particular medicine based on also the stone. So when you're vibing with a dolphin in this shape, you also have medicine of that particular stone coming through to you. This is a moonstone type of energy to me. So this is my feminine energy, sacred feminine moon, full moon dolphin. And I have many jaguars. They hold the medicine of jaguar to me. And this particular one, again, holds the feminine jaguar energy to me because of the stone that it's made out of. So everything here represents something that means something very important to me and holds special energy. A lot of the crystals and the wands have been to sacred sites with me, have gone to ceremonies with me, and they become the carrier of medicine for me. If this one was at a particular equinox ceremony on the top of a pyramid when I'm leading an activation where we went through the pyramid down into Atlantis and actually went to jobs we had in an Atlantean life. And there were these enormous white blob-like beings on the top of the pyramid all night. They kept coming to me in my dreams. Well, I'm not sure if I was sleeping, because when we do these retreats, we had to get up early, but it was just the energy is extremely high. And so everything I took with me there holds that energy of the medicine of that magical moment, extremely powerful moment. And so I could tap into that particular crystal. So you could imbue medicine. The new moon's happening. You could put water out in a beautiful bottle of some kind and receive, hold the intention, ask for it to be cleansed, cleared, healed, and then infused with the optimal new moon energies for you at this time, for your highest good at this time, okay? So remember that when you have stuff, if you think it's just pretty, then it's medicine. If it's been in ceremony with you, then it's even more medicine, right? If a particular stone is resonating with you, or here I have one of my earrings. It's a flower of life earring. You've dreamt with your aquarium fish. How fun is that? This is a flower of life earring, and I like it because it's like the flower of life I use in my schools, my classes. It's spherical, so it kind of looks like it's 3D in a way. But I just want the energy, the vibration, the medicine of flower of life. Flower of life is a sacred geometry shape that has every single other shape in it, all the platonic solids, and so on and so on and so on. And that means everything you need to build life in form is right here in the flower of life. So that's why it's considered a school and a secret and a way to open your heart. So there's a ton of medicine in that when I wear a flower of life. Right now I'm wearing an obsidian, and you can sort of see the symbol on it. It's called a Hunab Ku, and it's a sort of a yin-yang symbol, but it has a lot more detail, and it's a Mayan symbol to represent the one, the infinite, that we are one. And I always wear obsidian. It is protective. It pulls out dark energy. It helps me stay protected from dark energy, my own and others. And I've learned through doing very deep work and extremely intense and deep shamanic traveling and going into the jungle and going to sacred caves and doing ceremonies with different people. This is what we do on our retreats, but I also do this myself on a regular basis. I understand the energies there are very powerful. The medicine there is insanely powerful. And the more pure it still is, the more powerful it is. And what our job is to continue to attune and cleanse and clear our minds and our emotions and our bodies so that we can become stronger conduits for higher frequencies. Okay, higher frequencies of energy need to be able to come to us. The sun flares have upped their energy because they're full of more new codes. We don't need all of them, but we need the ones that are optimal for us. So anything is medicine for you. This was used heavily by the Mayans to look at the sun, to track the sun, to use as giant mirrors for the sun. And there's so much more in it. But to me, it is, I even sleep with it. It was weird getting used to sleeping in a necklace, but I do. Now I trade which one I wear. This one is with me right now. I wore my Jaguar one for a very long time. And I don't see her right now. I have one with Ishel on it, who's the Mayan moon goddess that I named my house after. So what is the medicine that you feel good? Now it might be just that you like pink flowers and you bought covering for your bed that is pink flowers. Okay, that every time you look at it, you feel it feels good, it feels soft, it feels inviting. Anything can be medicine for you. What you want to do is start to realize, what do you love? What does feed you? What does lift you up? What does make you feel better? What does let you detach from drama or pain or challenges or guilt or whatever might be going on that's trying to distract you from being in your own center, which is never in low force states. That's guilt, shame, pride, craving, depression, anger. I can't remember all those ones. And when you get into courage and you get into neutrality and you get into acceptance and you get into all of these higher states, you don't stay there. You ride up and down. But when you learn the medicine that is part of you that needs to be in your life every day, and then you feel good. So I have people do the light body activations. It's like a daily activation with different intentions and different ways of doing it depending on what I'm teaching. But it's something you can do every single day. That's like taking a shower, and it's a spiritual routine. And I don't know how anybody walks around without doing it. I do it many times a day before and after a class like this and everything else. So you need a routine where you are actively, intentionally, even just taking a little time to sit and to be and to let your thoughts run around until they clear, and then become a clear and open channel to the optimal messengers or messages or medicine for you in that moment. And that gives the part that's listening to you, right? That gives an instruction. And you say, I'm ready and willing, I'm open and receptive to receive the medicine that is optimal for my soul in this moment, right? And then you say, you give permission to your intuitive network, which is all of your senses and all of your clairs and all of the different infinite ways that you could potentially receive something. You might get a vision, you might get a thought, you might get a feeling, you might get a memory, you might see an image, you might see a symbol, you might feel nothing. Doesn't matter. It's fun when you start to become aware that things are moving or downloading, or you get a really great vision, but you don't want to be attached to that either. You want to trust that in every moment your soul is giving you exactly the medicine that is optimal for you. So instead of trying to force your agenda and work too hard or push yourself in a way, you want to get out of your comfort zone. So you never want to use that as an excuse of like, well, I won't do that because it's scary, or I'm afraid of authority, so I just don't want to call and ask questions, or whatever it is. If that's happening, then gather your medicine, right? What could be some medicine for that? Sit down and check with an astrologer. What's the optimal date for you to call the authority that you're afraid of? Look at where that lines up, where the energies are supporting you, the weather around you. You can sit down before you call and do your meditation, do chanting, do energy healing. Okay, you could do your light body activation, any of my things, any meditations like that. You could do the Dolphin recalibration. You could call in, and I highly recommend using incense, or this is copal, which is a Mayan incense for protection, cleansing, seeing through the dark. Again, I do a lot of that. I got a lot of Jaguar energy also for that, and I'm being downloaded with Jaguar energy. Vision seems to be every time I go to a ceremony. So we're each of us unfolding in our own way, and what energy is optimal for you, what medicine is optimal for you, and what medicines are no longer optimal for you are the most important things you can think about. Okay, I want you to think about that you have around you and within you a way to all the medicine you need. And what your job is to clear and cleanse yourself so you can be an open receiver. I am a clear and open channel, ready, willing, to my highest good. And then you create a sacred space. I highly recommend that you get my energy cleanses, or if you've been in any of my classes, or if you're going to come to the summer camp, you will get one. In fact, we're going to have one for you this week that you can start as soon as you sign up for the summer camp, and do whatever you need to do to call in the guides you like. Do you like angelic realms? Do you like fairies? Do you call in a particular goddess like Isis or Kuan Yin? Or do you just feel nature? Do you just feel like trees? Do you like to just feel like you're in a little cocoon of a fuzzy blanket? What energies make you feel good? What makes your happy place? Have you ever designed yourself a happy place? Energetically, you need a space in the mind. You need to mentally construct a place that you can go to. And it's between the worlds. And this is a place that is filled with things that are beautiful for you, that rejuvenate you. And this is a place where the flower of life, the flower of fire, and excuse me, and the flower of light come together. They're in the center of our planet. There's a lot of medicine in Earth, and we're a part of Earth. We're part of the biosphere of Earth. The wind, the air, the moon, the clouds, the stars, the galaxy, the universe we're in is the biosphere, and we're a part of it. We came from infinite, but we're living in a body, and we had to descend and drop our energy lower and lower and lower to live in a body. But we're multidimensional. So the medicine is waking us up now, saying you can't keep believing that that person's bad and that you're okay, because it keeps you at a low frequency, and you can't access the parts of you, the gifts, the psychicness, the medicine in your other lives. So many people are getting to start to play with the medicine that is in their past lives, that is in their other lives. It's phenomenal when you realize that you have other parts of you that hold powers, solutions, expertise. It's just amazing. And what you have is for you only. Medicine exists in the world, and Joseph Campbell talked about it, about studying all the myths and all the gods and all the goddesses and all the stories of life and where we came from cultures all around the world in many, many ancient places. And what he found was the same thing over and over. And he called it the hero or heroine's journey. And that's what we're on. We're on our own heroine's journey. And as such, we have been part of designing the journey. And we planned our soul's path so that we would have what we needed with us. So if you were going to go out into the wilderness and you weren't on a vision quest like some of my native friends, some of my indigenous friends were sent into the wilderness with nothing, or nothing but a knife maybe, and for their vision quest. But let's say you get to pack. And what would you bring? If you're going somewhere where there are bugs, you might bring bug repellent or something for a sting. For me, I would have to bring allergy medicine. I'd have to bring a shot and a series of things. If it was very serious, I would have to bring that medicine. Those are medicines we understand. Oh, I'll take an allergy pill, right? I get a shot. I understand that as medicine. Here's the thing. The medicine that we are given in those things can be helpful at times. But the problem with Western medicine is it extracts one thing and thinks that that alone does the healing. And the problem is that true medicine, vibrational medicine, is the wholeness and the essence and the substance of whatever it is. And that has everything inside of it that is required for the true medicine of that plant or whatever the substance is and what it has to give. Rosemary can be eaten and it's delicious. It can be made into a spray that is cleansing to the aura and to the space. It's healing. You could use it as an essence. There's all these layers to rosemary, and we can pull the essence from the light source, the blueprint, the qualities, the powers from the rosemary into the alcohol or into the oil, and we infuse it. And when we do that, we have now taken the medicine, which is basically the essence, the personality, the soul blueprint of whatever it was, chamomile, rosemary. Okay, gem essences are very, very powerful if you've ever used those. I used to do a lot of healing work with gem essences. Everything has its own qualities. We're pretty aware that if we get bit by a snake, it's not going to be good. The venom is extremely high frequency. It's extremely high vibration. We cannot handle a vibration that high within us. If we could, it would have a different effect on us. It might have a psychedelic or a hallucinogenic or an ayahuasca type healing experience on us if we were able to process it, if we were able to let go of our lower frequency. So if you believe anything in the lower states, you have beliefs that, are guilt, blame, regret, grief, shame, depression, craving, disappointment, feeling like a victim, anger, any of those. Okay, nobody's going to tell you you don't have a right to feel that way. And then your choice is, do you want to feel that way? Or would you like to accept that there is medicine right now in this moment? Maybe it's the medicine of music. Is there a song that heals you? Is there a song that lifts you up? Is there a song that you know? Here's a medicine that I love to use when I feel, and it doesn't happen often, which is why it's so shocking to me anymore, is something happens and it bothers me and I start carrying it in my belly and I feel like, and I'm starting to feel kind of negative, and that's not where I live anymore. There's nothing there for me. All right, so I'm trained myself over a long period of time, and I train you when you come to things like the Intuition Awakening Summer Camp so that you can activate and develop your intuition, develop your spiritual body, your chakras and your senses and your receptors and the ways that you receive and the light languages that you know, and reconnect you to these other parts of you that already know that. I mean, we don't have to know everything. We just have to say, hey, do I have any parts of me that know how to do moon medicine? I need some moon medicine, okay? Or I need medicine for grief, okay? What parts of me have gone to schools, have learned medicines, have had healing? It could even be you as a hospice nurse in another life, and now you come and you or a war nurse, right? That lived through. It isn't that they were alternative or shamanic. It was that their experience in life was caring for people in a volatile, disturbing environment that was devastating. And she saw what it did to people physically, emotionally, and mentally. And so going through that, if you have a life like that, imagine the power and wisdom in that person. And imagine the power if you could go to that life and you could find the exact medicine. What is the thing? What is the messenger? What is the way that will come through to me that will free us from living this wound and both lives become free, and both lives free their energy, their wisdom, the gems of their experience, and start moving forward, that life gets to ascend too. What I'm getting right now is that we have to free every life that we're carrying, still imprinted in the soul, akasha, that carries, I guess you could call it a karmic vibe, that carries a pain, an attachment, a knot of any kind, known and unknown. So what we're really doing here is clearing and creating completion for us and all the other parts of us. Then it removes that of being any part of your potential future. And that's incredibly powerful. The medicine that you could access right now. So I became a healer very, very long time ago. And I had a breakdown in my life. I had no idea what to do, and no idea. I had no religious, no spiritual upbringing, no nothing. It was just, my parents were a nurse and a banker, and just go to work hard, work even harder. The harder you work, someday you might be good enough, but probably not. Just keep working hard and suffer a lot. Do that. So many of you might relate. So I just literally opened up and everything crashed. Everything crashed around me when my business closed. I thought everything I was taught, I didn't believe anything anymore. And I had been running around trying to please everybody and become everything for everyone. So the medicine that made me do those things and start my first business and do all these really brave, enormous things that I now am very proud of. But at the time when it closed, I felt like a failure. I felt like a loser. Now I see that experience of me living really intensely the conditioned identity that I had, separate from my spiritual self with great intensity, I got the experience of that. That is a strong and powerful medicine that I now have because I went through that. And the breakdown of my life, boom, 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 just like that. As soon as I realized I had to close my company, it was unbelievably painful. And I didn't have a clue where to look or what to do. So I went to a spiritual bookstore, which was, there was only one in the universe at the time. And in LA, the Bodhi store, I'd read about it in Shirley MacLaine's book. I heard about Shirley MacLaine because they were making fun of her at the time, coming out as a spiritual person. And I didn't know what they were talking about. So I went to this bookstore and I just walked in and I was like, I'm lost. I'm in pain. I feel like a complete failure. I feel like everything I've done, everything I've learned is complete waste. And I was just talking about stripped bare, broken down, bottom of the barrel. And I said, whatever is weird and nothing I've ever seen before, that's what I want to see. So I walked in and I saw a used book called Dolphins from Another Planet, Healing with Dolphins from Another Planet. And I was like, bingo, because what a weird thing that was to me at the time. Now I do it all the time. So the medicine in your life is coming from within you. The reflections around you are coming from how you're feeling, what you're putting out. The closer you come to your soul signature frequency, the soul life, okay, the life your soul designed, not you, perfect, standing here with $1 million like a gold statue. That's not what you came here to be. Sorry, let it go. Please start to go, I want to be who I came here to be. I want to be what my soul intended. I want to know what is the optimal medicine for me right now. That means not a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. We're talking about things that heal you, that help you. And when you feel like shit and you feel depressed and you feel angry and you feel hurt, you feel like you guilty, you feel like you failed, whatever it is, we usually don't give a shit. We don't want to go even turn on the happy music, right? I love chants. If I turned it on, pretty soon I'd be chanting and I might be grumpy, but it's going to pretty soon lift my spirit. Maybe there's this, when my daughter died, I had 2-3 songs that I listened to for a year or two that I would just cry my eyes out. But I felt close to her. I allowed a whole lot of emotional pain to be released through them. And so when you chant or vibrate or sing, even if you yell, please don't do it around other people, but that is medicine because you're releasing, you're expressing, you're bringing something out of you and into the world. So medicine can be everything, can be anything. And here's the bottom line. I want you to write down what is, I like optimal. So put what is the optimal medicine for me at this time. And then you can also add something fun there if you want, but don't limit it by saying best, because best is a subjective term. Best according to whose opinion? If you're selling, best would be the person bought the $1 million home. If you're buying, maybe the best would be you bought the $100,000 home, right? So the optimal medicine for me at this time. And then I want you to put underneath that, leave a space, and then put who are my messengers on my soul journey at this time. Okay, so who are my messengers on my soul journey at this time? Who are my messengers at the soul journey at this time? On my soul journey at this time. And then one more, I want you to make a declaration about messages. So messengers are the jaguar or the dolphin or the herb or the flower or the moon, the state the moon is in, or when you see 11 flamingos fly over in a V shape or something, right? And the messenger is the flamingo, and the message is both in what that particular being, the plant, you can go easily read what is chamomile, what are the qualities of chamomile, and then you can see all the different ways that you could connect with chamomile, right? What are the qualities of fluorite, a very, very healing stone, or what are the qualities of rose quartz, the love that it holds, and how can that, just holding that, how could that just start to soothe you? Okay, and so the messenger carries a message, and the message is either the medicine or guidance on aligning you with the medicine. So what I want you to think about is you're on the hero's journey, you're on your own journey. You came here on a fully funded mission. You have everything you need within you or that you can access. So the best thing to do is to keep accessing your own voice, keep hearing the messages, the messengers, keep allowing yourself to be cleansed, clear, open, receptive. Allow yourself to develop a sense of energy so that you can sense and feel things more around you. I want you to feel into a room or a place and honor what you're feeling. My partner knows we could go in a restaurant, sit down, order water, and then I'm like, nope, we have to leave. And he doesn't even ask why. He's like, okay, because I'm so sensitive to energy. Forgot to turn my light on. I'm so sensitive to energy that I do not stay around a person. I do not listen to a song. I do not listen to a TV show. I do not stay in a building. I do not stay near any energy at all that is not the best medicine for me. So you feed medicine to your mind, you feed medicine to your body, okay? You feed medicine to your soul. And are you putting yourself last? Are you not doing self-care? Are you still struggling with self-love? Are you still thinking your spiritual routine is something you need to do later? I'm telling you right now, it's going to become faster and faster and faster and more and more and more important to get your intuitive network online, because you have to clear up what you've clogged. Then you have to practice with it and get it in shape. And then it will get upgraded. And then you practice again. And then it gets upgraded. And then you practice again. And the energies are moving very fast for that right now. So I don't want you to be overwhelmed, because there's so much around you, so many messages. And every single message you get doesn't necessarily mean go start this business. Okay, I want you to sit with them, and then I want you to start develop a repertoire. So what is the optimal medicine for me at this time? Who are the messengers on my soul journey at this time? And the messages that are coming to you, what are the optimal way ways, languages, senses that the messages will come. So it's how will the messages come? You don't want to limit it. But when you ask this question, now you're saying to the other person, hey, do you want to email me? Do you want to text me? Should we do a call? Right? That's discussing how you're going to communicate. So then you can be like, I'm going to. And I'm going to show you with the medicine how to say, set an intention that you'll receive it whenever it comes, whether you're aware of it or not. You don't have to worry about always being in a space of meditation. I'm ready to receive or listening, okay? Okay, so let's dive into a few things that will take us deeper into understanding medicine. So I like to look at logical side of medicine. I like to look at the spiritual side of medicine. I like to take something that we're talking about and feel into it the different ways that you might be having an opportunity to feel. So this picture is medicine to me. This is in front of my house, so it's very special to me. I love the ocean. Everything about the sky, the ocean, the beach, everything is massive medicine to me. And here I sit and I am one with the infinite field. And so I was in a meditation. I was in this beautiful space of being very sacredly centered. And that's captured in this picture as well. So then we've put our flower of life sphere, because this is my symbol that we work with all the time. This represents you, your light body, and your plan, your soul's plan. So we're doing the sacred messages, messengers in medicine, and this one is energy medicine, soul or spirit medicine. And the intuition camp is at shop.nanakasha.com. It is on special right now. I highly recommend you take a peek. And if you want to talk to me, just let us know. But we're going to dive into the idea of nonstop spiritual guidance, because to be honest, that's what's happening. And when you feel cut off, or you get inconsistent messages, or you feel alone, or you don't know how, or you feel frustrated that you're not getting messages the way you used to get messages, whatever it is, what you have to do is constantly be in the center and realize you're just like this beautiful being here. So this is one of my pictures of the sunrise. And I love the path of golden light, the sun and the flare coming out of the sun. Those are messengers, and those are messages, and there's medicine right there in that picture, because those frequencies were captured. We added the flower of life, the infinity symbol, the butterfly, the Celtic triquetra, the heart, the Egyptian eye, and all to just sort of give this idea of all around you, in every moment within you. Perhaps there's a message in a chakra, or in your central channel, or in a cell, or maybe there's a message coming from your mind, from your beliefs. Maybe there's a message coming from the infinite field. So what we've done with this picture is turn this into, this is our graphic that Donna made for us, and I kept giving her different pictures, or telling her add this and do that, until we got this frequency. So she is immersed, like I am when I swim here, in the sea of bliss. She is one with it, but she's also individual. She's standing next to a pillar of light that is always there. It's guiding her. It's giving her a non-stop, never-ending gold light. There's medicine in that. She's transforming and becoming. She's moving through spirals of different realities. She's always whole, always connected to the ability to create infinitely, to move to one extreme or the other, to open the inner eye. Everything is here to open our inner awareness of our purpose and our path and our extreme beauty in this moment. We are surrounded by nonstop spiritual guidance. I want you to begin to walk through every day realizing there are messages waiting for you. You've got mail, right? Okay, so here's what we have coming up tomorrow: animal messengers, animal spirit medicine and symbols. And then on the solstice, we're going to meet at night at 8 p.m. and we're going to play with the fairies in the Midsummer Night's Dream. I'm really excited about that. Then we're going to do ascended masters, gods and goddesses as messengers, intuitive co-creation with elementals and magical realms, and spiritual mentors through time and past lives. So similar to the class, we're going to be doing more than that in the class, but that's going to be sort of the introduction to the class. So you're really getting the class, you're getting the pre-class right now. So I like looking at definitions because even traditional things that maybe don't recognize what we're talking about, the multidimensionality of things, the multidimensional nature, the spiritual and intention and thought and divine essence inside of everything that has form. That could be something that many, many people don't believe. But I love to see how the definitions are, and they're often very, very old. And in the past, we spoke more interestingly, more, I don't know, openly maybe. So is medicine's the practice concerned with maintenance of health, prevention, alleviation, or cure of disease. That's the traditional definition. The WHO, the World Health Organization, said recently that health medicine is the fundamental right of all humans, and that it's the most important widespread social goal to realize that we all, no matter what social or economic sector you're in, deserve the highest possible level of health. So if that's true, and yes, they like to think we have to hand over all of our power to Western medicine. Western medicine definitely has its place. However, we want to be very, very careful, very, very cautious, very, very aware that many of those things, they've extracted one ingredient out of something, and therefore it's no longer balanced, buffered. All the other elements that are in a substance are part of the medicine. It'd be like, you're an expert at channeling and talking to animals. Yes, okay. All right, well, come over here. Where is that inside of you? Oh, that's in my pinky. Okay, whack. We're going to cut your pinky off. Thank you. We're now going to make medicine out of your pinky, and we're going to forget everything else that's here. That's the way that works. Now, to me, medicine is any energy, substance, or life force whose essence, quality, or power either helps or harms or has no impact on you. So all energy can harm or heal. It depends on the amount, the frequency, the timing, the person, everything. So what used to build you up and feel wonderful may not feel that way anymore. That means that that person, that relationship, that job, that coat, that car, that house, whatever it is, that thought, that belief no longer supports you. In fact, it's now toxic. So the problem is that you're connected to medicine coming from messengers and listening to messages of negativity and criticism and not enoughness and whatever else is blocking you from aligning to your true medicine, which is always maybe taking you through difficult things, but it knows why you're going through it. The medicine in your soul is saying to you, listen to me, trust me. Yesterday, we planted seeds because it's the new moon. We planted them in our sacral. We planted them in our, energy womb. We planted them in multiple dimensions of the idea of the sacred womb that will then nurture this part of us that's ready to come forward. We need to change our identity, and we need medicine to help us disconnect from the beliefs, the neural pathways, the habits in the nervous system, as well as the emotion stuck in the belly and other places. So there's all these different medicines, alternative, holistic, herbal, homeopathy, chiropractic. It's anything that brings you back into a state of wholeness with your own soul signature frequency. So then it's different for everyone. I try very hard not to do any Western medicine unless absolutely needed. And yet, because of my reaction to bugs, I have all kinds of natural things I do once I have a bad bug bite. However, due to the severity and the near death that I've had, I have allergy pills. I have allergy shots. Those are here because it's an important medicine to support me until my vibration is higher. And that bee venom or whatever it is, or ant venom, doesn't affect me. Okay, so what is vibrational or energy medicine? And it works with the energy bodies and the light body and the Akashic records and the multiple dimensions of the being to optimize your health. So whether you are aware of it or not, when you're doing energy medicine, you're going into the person's energy field. Could be chakras, pillar of light, central column, central channel of light. Could be your aura, could be your physical etheric, that's your aura, could be your spiritual body, could be your mental body, could be your emotional body, could be all of the bodies. They all intersect with each other. And the key is to go to the highest frequency and to the place of origination to unhook, solve, dissolve, or whatever will create a shift in that attachment of energy. So your light body is all of those different layers. Shamanic medicine is, to me, what I do because I draw on all the different things that I've learned over 36 years, many, many different certifications and energy healings and homeopathic mastery and all these different types of things, as well as going to temples in other realms and having these incredible out-of-body experiences with my mystery schools that I went to, attended, as well as with my students in our retreats. And what it all comes back together to me is the energy that you're intending, and you're, again, strengthening yourself. You can trust yourself to handle higher and higher frequencies and vibrations, and then be able to receive the messages, decipher which ones are the good medicine for you, then interpret them and utilize them. So I loved this. This is from a place called Journey Tree Healing I just found. And it says, what makes shamanic medicine unique? Shamanic medicine goes one step further in the realm of holistic healing. To put it plainly, shamanic medicine is everything. In the shaman world, medicine is defined as the energy or power of something that heals through finding a balance. So it's kind of what I just said. Everything has its own frequency at which it vibrates. So that's exactly what I've been teaching you. Everything has its own frequency. Now, humans are very, very difficult in the sense that we have our own frequency, but then we start taking on everyone else's opinions, and then we try to become things, and we take on beliefs that we've been inundated with by other cultures or other people that aren't necessarily optimal for us, and we start to carry guilt, shame, depression, or we hold these goals that are just like burdens that we never reach. And there's just all kinds of stuff happening because we came with a blueprint, but we don't trust the blueprint. So the work that I do, the work that I teach you in my classes, the work we do when we're private or at retreats, is this sense of working with everything. We are going past the idea of holistic because a whole is in everything, and everything has everything needed, and you're defined and designed to have everything you need already. So finding a balance for you. All right. So I don't like a lot of things, a lot of foods. I don't like most teas. And so there's medicines and a lot of Chinese medicines. I just can't do it, even when I know it's good for me. And yet I will take certain things and get used to them that I didn't like. So not all things that are good for us necessarily are yummy in that sense. You have to become discerning. To work with energy, you must develop your intuition, you must trust it, you must keep increasing your capacity to hold and hear higher vibrations, you must be able to use intention, belief, and focus without being distracted. So these are the things you work on in between your epic spiritual experiences, right? These are the things that you work on while you're waiting for, when's it going to happen for me? When am I going to meet my soulmate? Or when am I going to, my pop open and start talking to, fairies or whatever. So come on the solstice. We're going to have a fairy festival. So shamanic medicine travels worlds, dimensions and realms, interdimensionally, galactically, through time and space. That's what I've learned through so many different sources, so many different schools and mystery schools. And now I've realized other lives and other planet schools and other lives where I did certain types of healing, or I held certain roles in places that have this kind of talent. And when you travel, you're saying, oh, the true wholeness is everything. Parts of me I don't know, and I don't need to know them all. But medicine, when I allow my spirit, my soul to guide me, I trust that inner part of me to know what's best, then anything can be found, anything can be unraveled, anything can be released. Now, not in your mind. If you're like, well, I broke my leg and I don't want to have broken my leg. There is a reality that you could get so good at that you just walked right back in time out of when you broke your leg and you made a new choice and went down a different timeline. That's possible. It's a lot more advanced, though, than doing this, starting to realize that medicine may come from any place. It might come from your child, your inner child. You might suddenly remember something delightful. I was a real fairy little butterfly girl when I was little. I was talking to everything. Everything was alive. I knew it, and I had a great time until I started getting criticized to the point where I had to hide it. So it knows all life in any state carries a signature frequency, and that has potential medicine in it. Okay, so I want you to realize where you sit, the kind of lighting that you have, the color you're wearing, these all hold medicine for you. I do not like the color orange. I've gotten a little bit better at it. If it's inside of a rainbow, it's fine. But there's certain reasons why I don't like the color orange. And so in certain cases, I will be okay with it. But for some reason, it's just not for me. Now, another side to that is I could go sit with the color orange and see what's the medicine in that I don't like that color. What is in there? Maybe that's exactly the door I need to go through next on my heroine's journey. So remember all things. I can't remember what I said before before the volume turned on, but we've talked about snake venom. Homeopathy was one of the most fascinating things to become a homeopath, is learning the history of it, understanding how it's made, learning how it was tested on humans, how they deciphered. Basically, if arnica in this form is poisonous, okay, it will kill you. But homeopathic arnica is one of the most popular medicines now because it will heal a bruise. It will help surgery heal. It will help jet lag heal. It will take pain away. It will soften muscles. It does so much more than that, but because it does that so well, it's become known for that. And so the poison, in one sense, is also the cure, the answer, the doorway. So what doesn't kill you does make you stronger, wiser, more resistant, and more able to sense and receive the messages and medicine that's here for you. So the higher frequency medicine always wins. I want you to realize that. Everything has a frequency, and it might be good for you, but when we're looking at a scale, like attracts like. I think we already talked about all of this. And because your energetics and soul makeup, you have soul medicine within you. And if you're looking to access it, this is what you need to do. What we've been talking about: clearing, cleansing yourself, giving yourself time to heal. If you're blocked, then you're either out of practice, you have to open the door, you have to send out an invitation, or you have to do some clearing, cleansing, healing with someone like me and keep the energies flowing. Now, all true medicine reaches multidimensionally, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in your relationships, in your self-identity. It goes into your atmosphere of your home, your environment, into the land, into your finances, cosmically, and beyond the soul. So when music begins to lift you out of the doldrums or out of grief, if we have, of course, people die and people's animals die, and we have sad things happen in our life. And I love when someone comes into a class or someone comes into a session and they're having one of those moments. And it's perfectly acceptable that they are. But by the time they leave, they're laughing and they're smiling. And not because I told them, oh, don't think about the bad. Oh, just let it go. Just don't think about it. Because we accepted it. We created sacred space, which is what I'm an expert at. And it's why everyone keeps saying, like, wow, I try to do the intuition stuff by myself, and it's just not the same as when I'm with you. But that's why you keep doing it with me. You keep listening to the recordings, and then you get better on your own, and your own medicine starts to come from within. You start to give yourself the soul medicine you need. Then you know that if you look around, there's something there to comfort you. The book will fall off the shelf when you feel like killing yourself after your daughter died, and will tell you that you're never given anything you can't handle. And when that happened, I was thinking about walking off a bridge outside the building I was in, and I was like, oh my God, what a cliche. You're never given anything you can't handle. And suddenly I start, what? I said real. I can handle this. I didn't feel like I could handle it. I didn't feel like I had the strength for it. I certainly wasn't prepared for it. And yet I was built for it because it was there in my life. It was for me. It was for her. It was for my husband at the time. He received a huge soul gift from her death, and massive. His entire purpose came into his body. And she didn't have to die for that, but it was one of the gifts, one of the medicines that came from it. So all things, even if it's the death of someone or an animal or a job, or the end of a phase. Some stray cats showed up, took care of them, had them all healed up here with our medicine as well with the vet, and one of them got adopted. And I kept saying, I'm the channel for these beautiful beings, and they're doing healing with me and my land while they're here, and they're bringing their joy, but I'm the conduit for them to find their ideal place. And I was so sad in my head, and I'm like, oh no, should I keep him? And all this angst, and what it did was, I knew that it was the right people, and I'm getting pictures every day now, and he's has a friend, and everything's wonderful. And now my soul gets to heal. But it doesn't mean that walking through that wasn't painful in the moment, and that all pain is bad. The pain was medicine. Understanding that I got to love an incredible being. I got to receive love and joy. He pranced and pounced all over my property and filled it. I sit outside now and I see him, even though he's physically not here anymore. Jump, 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 jump. He brought his medicine, and now he's taking it wherever he is. So you leave your energy. What energy are you leaving? What medicines do you need around you to make you the most optimal medicine to walk on your path to give? What is the optimal medicine for you at this time? Is it time alone? Is it getting up earlier to soak in a bathtub, to go for a walk? Is it holding some crystals? Is it speaking to a tree? Is it petting a cat? What is the medicine that will most help you? Redecorate, throw out the clutter, wear a different color. Everything has medicine, and if you tune in, the messages are there leading you to it. So if it's good for you, your soul knows, and if it's not anymore, then you've got to stop. You've got to unhook, and that often becomes the hook. So I hope you'll come join me for the summer camp. We're going to go messages, messengers, and medicine. We're going to go into archangels and goddesses and all kinds of other wonderful messages and messengers that may have medicine for you. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to talk about animal spirit guides and animals and communicating with them as messengers. So there's two aspects to it. There's the sense that animals, again, are multidimensional. They have a spirit, they have an essence, they have a mental body, they have an emotional body, they have energy centers. And therefore, then when you connect to this cat, this beautiful cat that was here, the mother and the little baby girl is still here. And so these cats now are letting me pet them, and we're having these really beautiful, long, strong connections. Cats have always been powerful medicine to me. I'm a cat girl all my life, and I haven't had one for a while because I've been traveling a long time. And so they've come to bring me medicine, and I can see the medicine they're giving to the land. And then when I touch them, there's an exchange of energy. I'm giving love. I'm adoring them. I'm moving my hands, which has my energy moving through her energy field. So Are you petting something, or are you holding someone while seeing them as a victim, while understanding that they might be going through a challenge, and feeling compassion is different than feeling grief, blame, anger, guilt about what they're going through. That's pity energy, and that is not medicine to heal. That is medicine to burden. So do not send anyone pity energy. Do not blame anyone. Do not engage yourself into a hook where you're blaming yourself, or you're blaming anyone, or blaming anything for anything, because it means you're hooked at a very low level and you cannot receive higher frequency medicine. The interesting thing is, when you think about things that are poisonous to us, it's actually because the vibration is so high, we cannot align with it. So if you have an old computer that can't connect to high-speed internet, or can't run a new program, there's an incompatibility. They cannot communicate properly. This is what happens when we are still keeping toxic medicine. If you're keeping beliefs in your body, in your mind, that are negative about yourself. I lived this way for a long time. And most people are alleviating that, at the same time discovering more, and alleviating some of the old patterns or fears, and then discovering more. That's the journey. You're perfect. You're in the right place at the right time. The medicine you need, the messages are here. The messengers are there. I can't wait to take the next step in this journey. Thank you for joining me today. And I hope what you'll do is mark your calendar to, if you can't join me live all week, then at least come back and listen to the replay each day. Share this with people, please, so that we can get more people tuning in to the messages, because then we won't need to feel alone. We won't need to feel left out or left behind. We'll know that there must be a reason for what's happening, and we'll say, okay, I need to listen in this moment. This moment is rare. This moment isn't going to happen again. This moment, it might be painful and horrible, or might be blissful and ecstasy. And yet I have to be aware that this moment only exists once. The medicine in every moment is only there for you. You perceive things, you open doors, you connect to things and energies and messages and guides and realms that I don't. Now, I'm a teacher and I'm a seer. So when I do a session with you, I see the energies and they speak to me. And then I know what to tell you is going on that maybe I can perceive and is having a hard time getting through to you directly, or can confirm, or we go on a journey together. But you have talents and you have ways of receiving messages that you don't have a clue you have. And I can't wait for your awakening journey to continue. Please have a beautiful and blessed day. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, everybody. I so appreciate you hanging out and through all of these techie things. Thanks, Samantha, Symphony, Ella Yo-Yo, Lois. You're literally allergic to tea. I hate tea. I hated tea my whole life. Hated it. The smell of it, the sound of it. Everybody's trying to make me drink tea. Oh, but you haven't tried this tea. You haven't tried that tea. No to tea. Then I had severe stomach issues, and a natural healing medicine person told me to make ginger root tea and chamomile and drink it 5 times a day. And I thought I'd rather die, but I did it and I like it. And I just made some more the other day. But I used to drink it all the time for a couple of years, at least 6 months, and it was incredibly healing. So the medicine and things may be like, I hate that. And then sometimes you'll be willing to step through it. Okay, see you tomorrow.